Throughout video game history, there have been countless instances of panic-inducing content found within non-horror related games. However, there is one game that stands out from the rest, as it is allegedly the reason for hundreds of hospitalizations. Today, we are going to investigate the mysterious phenomenon known only as the Lavender Town Syndrome. Let's take a trip back in time for a moment. It's February 1996, and the very first Pokemon games, Red and Green, were released for the Game Boy in Japan. Not many folks knew what this game was, as the Pocket Monsters franchise only just debuted, but it made children ecstatic. As players progressed through the game, defeated gym masters, and leveled up their Pokemon, they eventually came across a location by the name of Lavender Town. But this is when things took a turn down south. Children and younger teenagers reported suffering from severe headaches, ear infections, nausea, and even seizures, especially those who wore headphones. Many of these cases were also sent to hospital, while hundreds more were believed to have even used self-destructive measures upon themselves. So this leads us to the main question: how does one explain this chilling phenomenon? Well, as the story goes, it all comes down to the music heard after the player reaches Lavender Town. Apparently, the tones heard within the track consisted of two things: binaural beats and high-pitched frequencies, both of which were intense enough to trigger physical and mental disturbances in children. If you're curious, here is a short sample of the tones heard within the original Japanese versions of the game. But as the turn of the millennium came and went, internet horror enthusiasts around the globe swaddled and shared the story as one of the hottest topics of the early 2010s. It seemed to have popped out of nowhere and gained an instant following that kept readers captivated. But this also happened to be around the same time as the golden era of creepypasta content. And as much as people were intrigued by the story, it became nothing more than a fabricated urban legend, albeit an iconic one, ranking high amongst other tales such as the Slender Man and Ben Drowned. Although the authenticity of the story has been disproven various times, the history behind crafting such a believable tale lies within the video game series itself. If you take a glance at the settlement of Lavender Town, you'll find it is host to some of the creepiest moments in the series, an example being the 7-story structure known as the Pokemon Tower, which is a cemetery for hundreds of deceased Pokemon. In the game, you battle your way up each story by avoiding ghosts and battling channelers, all in an effort to reach the top. But if that wasn't creepy enough, once you reach the 7th floor, you'll discover the ghost of the famous Pokemon, Marowak, whom was killed while protecting her child Cubone from poachers. But other than the eeriness of Lavender Town, its melancholic music, and dark history, there was an actual incident back in 1997 involving an episode of the brand new Pokemon anime in Japan that could have been inspiration for the Lavender Town creepypasta. During the airing of Season 1, Episode 38, Pikachu let out a major thunderbolt, causing images of rapid flashing red and blue lights on the television. Many viewers watching suffered from blurred vision, headaches, and nausea upon witnessing these flashes after watching the program. But in addition to this, over 600 viewers were rushed to hospital after suffering from extreme seizures, convulsions, and even blindness. After these events, the Pokemon television series took a 4-month hiatus and can even be found referenced in popular culture to this day. But there's one specific reason why the story had such a major influence over millions of people, and it lies within our obsession of nostalgia. If you take a look back at something you enjoyed as a child, such as a video game, a movie, or activity, you most likely feel a sense of happiness, yet remorse, while thinking of it. But if someone else takes that memory and shifts it to something darker, it becomes corrupted, almost like a car wreck you just can't look away from. This is how various creepypastas began a decade ago. Writers found a way to cause discomfort by taking our most beloved memories and turning them against us, sometimes even ending the stories in the most horrific ways. But regardless, if these stories are actually factual or just made up, it's important to do your research, because you just never know what might be fake and what just might be real.